How to speak English fluently like American speakers in just 1 month, Part 3. Hi everyone, welcome back to our series, How to Speak English Fluently Like American Speakers in 1 Month, Part 3. In this section, we will introduce you to about 14 topics related to existing issues in society. The topics will be given in the form of conversations and suggested questions to discuss. Hence, you can learn more about ideas, expressions, and advanced languages to prepare for your discussions or debates in daily life. As I mentioned in the previous video, the best method to apply for these topics should be following the natural process of learning languages: listening, speaking, reading, writing. To know how to use this method for basic conversations, click the link in the description for further information. This video is brought to you by Cambly, an e-learning platform that allows you to practice your English 24/7 with native speakers, so you can practice what you learn in our great videos. See the description for a very special discount. Now I will show you the way to use it with advanced languages. For example, the topic: cell phone. Do we use them too much? Step 1. Listening and reading. Listen to 3 or 4 times to the conversations in this clip. You will be given a list of questions and answers discussing topics. Then you should take note of the ideas or expressions in the conversation. If you can't figure out what it is, try to guess based on what you hear or your own idea and look at the script to recheck. At this level, you had better make a table listing the pros and cons of topics discussed with the given script. The table will provide you with both ideas and collocations to debate. Step 2. Speaking. Practice speaking what you have learned above. You can learn to speak with this table that you have noted to get the ideas. But to the speaking part, try to express your opinion in full sentences with some signposting words. It will help your speech logically and smoothly. And remember to use the imitation method to get a better result. For instance, in the table, ideas are only listed as phrases like pros of using a cell phone. A cell phone could save your life. Cons of using cell phones. People waste money on cell phones they don't need. So what you need to do is to change it in a full sentence with adding reason, such as, a cell phone sometimes could save your life, especially in urgent cases. Imagine that one day your friend has got lost and no one around his place. At that time, you need a cell phone to contact police officers for help, or otherwise it will be dangerous for your friend. Step 3. Writing. After speaking to memorize the ideas and expressions, it will be better to paraphrase the essay in your own language. What I mean is that you can follow the essay with the provided ideas, express an agreement or disagreement, or try to add your own opinion and expand the topic. To the first way, you can use some signposting words like, "That's true, I know what you mean, but," with pros, or "I don't think so because," with cons. For example, "I think it's so annoying when people talk loudly on their cell phones. I don't want to listen to other people's phone conversations when I'm on the train." I know what you mean, but cell phones keep you from getting bored. The second way, you can combine suggested ideas and your own ideas, like, "I think it's so annoying when people talk loudly on their cell phones. I don't want to listen to other people's phone conversations when I'm on the train." I know what you mean, but cell phones keep you from getting bored with addicting online games or entertainment programs. In addition, using phones on trains or buses are sometimes necessary when something happens unexpectedly and you need to be informed immediately to solve the problems.
My parents keep asking my sister when she's going to get married. She's only 28, but they think she should have a husband and children by now.
They sound quite traditional. 28 isn't very old at all. I don't want to get married until I'm in my 30s. I want to have a successful career first.
But isn't that leaving it rather late? What if you want to have children?
Women have children in their 30s and even 40s these days. Many people think that the birth rate is falling, but in fact, that's only true in some countries. In the USA, it's increasing.
I suppose that it can be better to get married when you're older. You are more mature and can make a better choice of husband or wife.
Exactly. Our parents talk about marrying and having children while we are young. But the truth of the matter is that young couples are much more likely to divorce.
I'm scared of the responsibility of getting married. I like spending my money on what I like and having a good time.
Well, you're actually helping the economy by spending all of your money, so you shouldn't feel guilty about it.
I don't understand why everyone loves the Olympics so much. I think they're a joke. The Olympic Games aren't really about sport anymore. They're just about money.
How can you say that, Tom? The Olympics bring people together. Did you see the reception Liu Xiang got when he won the 110-meter hurdles? It was a great moment in history. Besides, Olympic athletes like Liu Xiang are good role models for young people. They teach them that you can achieve anything if you work hard.
You can't call all Olympic athletes good role models. Look at how many athletes had positive drug tests. What's more, a lot of athletes only compete in the Olympics because of the money they get from their sponsors. I don't think they are interested in bringing people together.
What about the hundreds of volunteers who help at the Olympics? They aren't paid any money. People who volunteer to help have a fantastic experience, and they learn to work together in a team. Not only that, but after the Olympics, many volunteer to help at other events like the Paralympics.
I think we'll just have to agree to disagree.
It took me almost an hour to drive to college this morning. The traffic was terrible. I wish they would build more roads.
Do you really think that's a good idea? Building more roads actually leads to more traffic.
What I'm trying to say is that there's too much traffic on the roads, and I've noticed that the levels of pollution are much higher than before.
That's because everyone wants to drive everywhere. Why don't you take a bus or train instead?
Because that would take even longer. The public transport system where I live is a waste of time. Sorry, I'm doing a lot of complaining, aren't I?
Maybe you should stop complaining and do something about it. Have you thought about starting a carpool? You find other people in your area who drive to work and take turns to drive. It leads to fewer cars on the road and you share the cost of the petrol.
That's a good idea, but it doesn't really solve the problem of air pollution.
Well, the only way to do that is to ban cars in city centers.
I don't think that people would like that idea. You can't force people to leave their cars at home. I think the best solution is to encourage people to use public transport by improving it.
And now, let me give you some more info about Cambly. Cambly is a company based in San Francisco, California that connects native English teachers with students from all over the world. Their service is available 24/7. You can choose from hundreds of teachers and many different courses, from absolute beginners to IELTS or business English courses. See the description of this video for a great discount and links to their teachers and courses.
A girl on the train this morning was talking really loudly on her cell phone. I think it's so annoying when people talk loudly on their cell phones. I don't want to listen to other people's phone conversations when I'm on the train.
I know what you mean, but cell phones keep you from getting bored. I often call my friends when I'm traveling to work, just to pass the time.
Why don't you use text messaging instead? Then you won't disturb people around you.
Actually, I use text messaging a lot. It's such an easy way to flirt with girls. I can even send messages to girls I've never met before. It's a great way to meet people.
I don't think that you should send messages to people you don't know. My friend Gina has been getting rude messages, and she doesn't know who is sending them. It's quite scary.
That's terrible. Maybe she should go to the police. I think the main advantage of cell phones is that they are useful in emergencies. Your cell phone could save your life one day. I went to the casino last night. It was great fun. I even won $150.
Gambling is just as bad as taking drugs. It should be banned.
Don't forget that governments and charities make a lot of money from gambling.
I think that governments are taking advantage of people with gambling problems. They should understand that gambling is very addictive and not do so much to encourage it.
That's why you can't just ban it. Gambling addicts need help to stop. Anyway, not everyone who gambles becomes an addict.
But many people do, often without realizing that they have a problem until it's too late. Did you know that Australia has more gambling machines than any other country? I read in a magazine that over 80% of adult Australians gamble.
But gambling addiction is not a big problem in Australia. Besides, the Australian government relies on the taxes it gets from gambling. People would have to pay much higher taxes if you banned gambling. You know, the real money is spent in Macau and Las Vegas. That's where the serious gamblers go.
I know. I don't think it's right that the economies of Macau and Las Vegas are so dependent on gambling. I think it's immoral.
Well, I think gambling is going to become more and more popular because it has become such a huge industry. And I don't think that's a bad thing because a lot of people profit from it.
I went out to a bar with some friends last night. I just cannot believe how much some people smoke and drink. My friend Sally drank 8 or 9 drinks, and she must have smoked at least 30 cigarettes.
Wow, that's pretty unhealthy. I think that we should do more to discourage people from smoking and drinking. They cause so many problems in society.
I personally believe that people should make their own choices. Cigarette packets have huge health warnings printed on them now.
Well, in my opinion, we should try to look after people's health. In Russia, almost half of the men have a drinking problem, and in France, a quarter of all people in hospital are there because of alcohol-related illnesses.
To my mind, we should ban tobacco and alcohol advertising, not smoking and drinking.
Many countries have already banned TV advertising. I don't think it makes any difference to the number of people who smoke and drink. The answer lies in education. If we teach children about the dangers of smoking and drinking, they will make sensible choices.
That's true. Better education could make a real difference.
I feel sorry for kids today. So many of them are looked after by a domestic helper or go to childcare centers every day. They hardly see their parents.
A lot of people believe that children hardly see their parents these days. However, studies show that parents today spend more time with their children than parents in the past did. And that includes working parents. These days, parents spend a lot of time doing things with their children in the evenings and at weekends. Besides, according to some psychologists, the quality of the time parents spend with their children is more important than the quantity.
Perhaps, but I still don't think that moms should work.
It's often said that moms should stay at home with their children, but the truth is that many can't afford to. Not only that, not all women enjoy being a full-time mom.
Well, maybe they shouldn't have children then.
Michael, how can you say that? Why should it always be the woman who stays at home? It's time that more men looked after their children.
I don't know about that. I think that's the mother's job. I suppose I'm quite traditional.
I feel so sorry for my cousin Rosa. Her parents are getting divorced, and she's really upset about it.
It must be awful for her, but her parents must be very unhappy. Don't you think it's better for couples to separate than stay together in an unhappy marriage?
But what about the children? Kids from broken families can have problems at school and problems making friends.
Believe it or not, as divorce is becoming more common, children are coping with it better. I suppose they can talk to their friends about it more easily these days.
I wonder why divorce is so common. Did you know that half of all marriages in the United States end in divorce? I think that people need to work harder at their relationships.
But people make mistakes. Everyone should have a second chance.
I'm not so sure. More than half of all second marriages in the U.S. end in divorce as well.
I'm reading an amazing science fiction book at the moment. It's about computers taking over the world.
That's not so far from the truth, you know. Computers are already intelligent enough to design other computers. It won't be long before they are more intelligent than humans.
I don't think so. Humans will always control computers. We can just switch them off.
But we've become too dependent on computers. People have forgotten how to do things for themselves.
Well, we need to keep developing computer technology so that one day we can use computers to do all the jobs that humans don't want to do.
I think that computers are also harmful to the development of young children. For example, sometimes children don't learn how to play or communicate properly if they spend a lot of time using computers.
Children need to learn how to use computers because we'll use computers more and more in the future. I went to visit my brother at the weekend. I couldn't believe what his kids watch on TV. I was shocked. A lot of the programs they watch really aren't suitable for children.
But surely your brother and sister-in-law should check to see what they are watching. My sister won't let her kids watch TV by themselves. She either watches with them or switches it off.
They are both so busy that I don't think they pay enough attention to what the kids are watching. It's hard, though. Even the programs after school can be a problem. Some children's cartoons are quite violent. I think it's time that TV companies paid attention to this issue.
But children need guidance. It's the parents' job to find out what they are watching and only let them watch suitable programs.
And it's the TV company's job to provide entertainment for children and adults. Parents rely on TV to entertain their children. The TV companies should help parents by making it more difficult for children to watch unsuitable programs.
I see your point, but only parents can do that. My father is so old-fashioned. He doesn't care if I do well at college. He just expects me to get married and have children. I don't understand why he treats me so differently from my brother.
Traditionally, men and women have always been treated differently. For one thing, it's women who have the children, so it's natural that women should look after them.
But women want different things now. I agree that men and women are different, but that doesn't mean we aren't equal. Women can do anything that men can. We just need the same opportunities as men.
But most women aren't interested in becoming career women. They either want to have children or they just want an easier life.
That's not true. Many women do want a successful career, but they can't because it's too difficult to have both a career and a family. We shouldn't have to make a choice between them. I watched a documentary about cloning last night. Apparently, some researchers are getting close to cloning humans. It's not right. People shouldn't play God like that.
I think it's exciting. Imagine it. They'll be able to clone amazing people like Isaac Newton, Beethoven, and even Marilyn Monroe.
Human cloning is dangerous. Someone could clone Adolf Hitler.
People are under the impression that someone could clone a dangerous person. In reality, it will be strictly controlled. Human cloning will mostly be used for couples who can't have children. Cloning technology has lots of benefits. Scientists will be able to clone organs that can be used to treat certain medical conditions. For instance, if you need a new kidney, they can clone one for you.
I don't think we know enough about cloning technology yet. Some studies suggest that cloning animals isn't safe. So why are we using this technology to produce human organs and embryos? It's not safe.
The only way for scientists to find out more about cloning is to continue with their research, and that means they have to keep cloning.